All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Kayo Show episode 7. We're at 7. I know we missed last week, but transparency's sake, my life the past 2 weeks has been unbelievably crazy. Um, transparency, I had a family member pass away, and then this week I had another family friend pass away. So, quite frankly, I did not want to do the show. Um, and I decided to play video games with Grayson here, and we played WoW, and we were meant to beat the Lich King. It didn't happen, but he's going to beat it tomorrow. So then
Good luck.
we can beat it next week. But outside of that, life's been kind of crazy. Um, my boss has been out for a little bit, so I've been doing a lot of workload at work, and it's been still good. Overall, played a lot of Smash. I got very pissed off on Tuesday. Playing Grayson was there supporting me the entire time, listening to my rant. But it be what it be. But go ahead and introduce you guys. Give a life update, guys. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. Hello, everybody. My name's Noah Flint. Life update. Not much going on. Helping run Mav Mayhem 116 tomorrow. 85
Yes.
entrants right now.
Let's go. Who's the biggest name?
Probably Mudace. Mudace is going. Doorstop's going. Dakpo's going. Shu is going. Kronos is going.
Is
all-
the G going?
You know your boy got work.
He works till 8:30. Hold the bracket for him.
I don't know about that. Skinny, big come up right now. He's gonna be there. All the UTA guys gonna be there. So
Any West Texas sign up?
yeah. Sheer Cole going.
Cool.
List
Good.
going.
Good.
Shigura, I'll count him. He's going.
Okay.
Vibe, I saw
Yeah.
signed up.
Is Oscar?
I didn't see.
If Phillips going, Oscar's
Oscar. I see Karate Hottie on there.
Cool.
Oscar's going, he
Kano?
just never signs up.
He's
Kano's
got it.
Kano's signed up.
Ooh, cannons.
Anybody else? I'm not seeing anybody else. Curry signed up
Oh.
against
Curry's
all
gonna
odds. Yeah, I think he talked Davey into making doubles a paid event instead of a free event, and so he showed up.
enough.
Ray's gonna be there, so that's cool. So yeah, huge event. Gonna be a lot of fun. Only $5 to enter if you're in the area for LTC. So,
What's the stream?
Twitch.tv/Mav Mayhem should be a good
That's
time.
the stream?
Yeah.
I don't think I follow that.
And you can just find it by going to startgg/Mav Mayhem as well. So should be a good time. A lot of fun, a lot of good sets. Mudace will probably win, but
I now follow.
we will do everything in our power to stop it. 80, 85. It'll probably hit triple digits if I had to guess.
Yeah, that's going to be a very good tournament, and we're going to kind of talk about stuff like that in a second. G, go ahead.
What's up, everybody? Missed you guys. Glad to be back. Chuck's a fraud and a skipper. No, I'm just kidding. Yep, he needed the time off, and Smash was not the answer because it just spiraled him even deeper into
It
the
was
darkness.
bad.
But super excited for LTC this weekend. Wish we could have gone, especially if there's doubles up this Math Mayhem too. That would have been. We could have got 2 chances to go and make a name and beat some people, but distance sucks. Yeah. Life updates. Nothing really happened. Working a ton. My son had his 2nd birthday, so my son is 2 years old now. Yeah, so been spending a ton of time with him, with family and work. And yeah, I'm playing WoW. Super excited for WoW Classic Plus or Season of Discovery, whatever you want to call it, on the 30th.
It looked good.
Super stoked for that. I'm a boomer, I guess, and I love old WoW, so I'm gonna play the mess out of that game. Hopefully with some homies, because the game's always more fun with 5. That's any game ever, in my opinion. I love playing with people. That's probably why we like doubles so much. But yeah, excited for the show. Super excited for this Mad Mayhem. I'm definitely gonna watch it when I get home from work tomorrow.
I am too.
Hopefully, well, I mean, me and Chuck, we always root for West Texas, so hopefully somebody goes and makes them upset. It's probably gonna be Vibe. Seems like the strongest candidate right now. Did you say Spritzy's going?
I didn't see him listed. Is he going to
He's
LTC?
going to LTC. He is going to LTC.
Yeah. And I'd rather root for Vibe. I don't know Spritzy very well. Never played him before. Never
He's a good
interacted
guy.
with him before. So, but I do know Vibe, and I've played
Very
Vibe
nice
in doubles and stuff. Yeah, so I'm rooting for Vibe and rooting for Oscar, rooting for Shig. Those are all our guys. So
Yeah, I hope all
Hopefully
those
we
guys
can go make some
lose.
upsets.
Let's go Beastly. Let's go Atomic. Let's go Davey. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, you know, Circle's in here too, and this is one of the first times he's watched like live, and we support that guy as well. Even though Lucas is cringe, I hate that character.
Let's go, Share Cold. Good luck tomorrow.
Genuinely hate that character, but it's okay. I'm playing. Oh, to give a little update on what happened on Tuesday when I was trying to play.
yeah.
So I got the news Tuesday about Family Friend, right? And I was like, you know, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna play some Smash after we couldn't get the Lich King done because we couldn't find a group. I was like, oh, awesome! So I go on Smash Pros, all right? Smash Pros. Let me show you guys what happened to me. Here we go. Let me show you what happened. Starting from here, your boy lost a lot. I lost, I think I won 2 sets out of 13. It was tough. I was quite angry. I am at the point where I think I'm going to take a Pikachu break, and I am going to focus on PT, because PT is, no, don't get sad. Don't get sad.
I'm not sad. I'm confused.
I love playing PT. I did originally main him, and Grayson can confirm that I have been playing very well with PT.
Who's your soul character?
Pit sucks.
Just saying.
Pit is bad.
Just saying, man.
I love him, but like I played PT and I literally grabbed Grayson and I got to kill him at 70. And I was like, oh, why am I trying so hard?
That's understandable.
And as Sheer Cold said, he's a better cheeser. And since I'm not good enough, sometimes I need it.
No, yeah,
I've
I
heard
get that.
I've heard the term being thrown around a lot lately about Ultimate is it's the touch of death meta, and I really think that's a good way to summarize it. I think PT has a way better touch of death than Pikachu does right now. He's just,
A lot easier.
but it's the characters like Steve and Kazuya and Peach and Fox and Sonic where they touch you one time and their advantage state is just so absolutely absurd, and they can get you to 0-60, and then the next time they touch you, you're dead. I think those are the characters. Those are the characters doing hot right now. Characters who have to play a lot of neutral and work really hard are falling. Diddy and Pika, Sheik even.
Sheik, yeah.
Even Rob had a rough tourney for Rob standards this past time. And
Yeah, it feels like to me right now that like Steve, Game & Watch, and Sonic are just so far ahead of like
They are
every other
terrible.
character in the game. Every other character. And it's like not close.
I will say as well, Cloud is falling off. Like, as Grayson was saying, touch of death. It's
Do you
the
see
fact that
Spargo said he's probably going to drop Cloud?
you have to right now. Cloud, in my opinion, cannot. He wants to play neutral, and you got to kill things immediately. And he's not going to do that in one hit.
Yep.
And then when you can literally get a whatever the grab is from Kazuya, you're dead. And then all the Kazuya players are like, he could have survived. No, shut up! No, he couldn't. Even if it DI'd correctly, all he had to do was look forward. But Cloud is still a good character. It's just right now it's just not worth playing. Like, you need Hell's Gate, thank you. Like, you need to be playing. You need to have a Game & Watch, really, because we're now seeing that Game & Watch can also beat Steve. This is a hot take. Hey, I was thinking about it the other day. I didn't even tell Grayson yet. I think that Sonic, theoretically, is the best character in the game.
I don't think that's a hot take.
It's not?
No.
Okay. I think
I
he
think
is better
everyone
than
on
Steve.
planet Earth right now has him top 2, so it's just
I think he is actually a better character, but Steve is easier and has a lot more of the touch to death and
He's
like,
just gonna matchup check you more often than Sonic is too. I feel like.
and the skill floor for Sonic is like up here, and the skill floor for Steve is a little lower, and that makes Steve a better tourney character. And then not only that, I watched the Steve Sonic play today, and like Sonic got 4 F smashes in a row. It went into the block, and then Steve got diamond and F smashed him at 60 and won the game. So like that is why Steve is the best tournament character.
Yeah.
But I think that Sonic overall is the best character in this game, and he is very good.
Yeah. Top
And I
two.
don't mind fighting them. I played Blue Striker on Smash Bros the other day, and I actually did really good against him. I should have won. Wasn't that the set I should have won, Grayson?
I didn't want to lie in front of the
That's
audience.
fine.
I wish I could
It
have your
was a,
back, but no,
it was a
it
different
wasn't.
Sonic, right? Because remember, I saved one of the Sonics. I don't
Yeah.
remember who I played. It was tough.
Shocker. Go to Smash Bros to find 500 Sonic players or Sonic players.
But I don't mind fighting Sonic, especially as Pikachu. I know that matchup pretty good. Well, English. So,
I'd
other than
rather
that,
play 10 straight Sonics than one Steve.
that's true. 100%. But that could just be our matchup experience playing back to Smash 4 and Sonic still being good there and stuff.
Yeah,
But I know.
it feels like it's like Steve, Sonic, SSS plus 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 tier, and then like Game and Watch SSS plus plus minus, and then like the next closest is like Rob at like S plus
S.
tier. Yeah, it's like
Other than that, like if you don't have one of those 4 characters, you're really not. I admit that you're really not trying to.
I think Kazuya is like nebulous. I think it's really hard to put him in a tier because he's
I hate
like
that
so
character.
weird and so unique.
I think he's the most toxic character and less like you do not have to have skill to be good at him, and I mean that more than Steve. Because
What about Min Min?
I'm serious. It's Kazuya. The fact that you can get hit and just command grab through that often is the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking. That character is bad for Super Smash Brothers, but because you can still camp him out, quote, 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 which I did try to do, and it doesn't work because they just have to randomly throw out a move. I think it's toxic, but it be what it be. All right.
I will be right back. Start this next topic without me. I'll be like 2
Okay.
minutes.
No worries. Okay. So, all right, guys, we're gonna kind of talk about. I didn't really. I kind of want to talk about Port. It's gonna look weird for a second until Noah comes back. I wanted to talk about Port a little bit, mostly just that you still gotta watch them, even if it sucks. I watched TK Breezy talk about it today on his Topic Talks, and he was not happy. Neither was EE. He liked making a lot of jokes saying that it's just the worst top 8. But it is what it is, guys. Like, this is our game. These are the good characters, and if you want to get good, you got to watch them. One of the funny things he said, though, was like, he goes, I think now these top 8s have not been great, per se. And he was like, joking. He's joking. Like, I think I'm going to start saying I want top 32 and top 16 so I can get in top 8 or watch top 8. And then just be like, this sucks. I'm out of here. But
Yeah.
I know we both stayed up for it, right?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched all of it. I think it's not only are the characters not fun to watch, which is a big part of it, but I think the storylines are really hurting right now. I mean,
Bad.
the biggest storyline right now is what Akolo's the best, and he's young, and everybody hates him, and he's depressed. And that's the storyline of Smash Ultimate. That's a shitty storyline.
Yeah,
So
it's
when
not,
Tweak's not in top 8, and Leo's not in top 8, and Spargo's not in top 8, all these things and Light, like storylines that I'm personally invested in. I'm assuming most people are too. Though those are the exciting ones. They all didn't make it. They were all out. So I guess Light made it, didn't he? Because it was 2 Foxes. There's 2
I think
Peaches, 2 Foxes, 2 Sonics, 2 Game and Watches, right? Or was it 2 Steves?
no two no
I don't think
one
neither
Steve.
Fox made it, right? There's 0 Foxes.
Pocket did. Yeah, 2 Foxes made top 8, 2 Peaches, 2
2
Sonics,
Sonics, a Steve, and a Game and
Game
Watch.
Watch. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was tough.
Yeah.
And
So the meta's not very good. It's not very exciting, and then also the storylines don't exist. Which, when I go back and think about all my favorite times watching Smash, it was never the characters. Even though I do like Diddy Kong. Shout out to Smash 4, but it was always the storylines and who's going to dethrone the number one, and that's what makes it exciting. So I think we're hurting right now in that, and I also think we're at the end of the game. So
yeah, that does.
I think it's just the interest is down in general. I thought Smash Bros was going to be a good thing, but I don't know what the deal is. Why it's still in beta? Why won't they let people play?
Release it. And
Now no one's even exciting and talk about it anymore because they won't let anybody play it. They got like
Yeah, it's
what 2,000 people and that's it, and then no one cares anymore.
yeah, it's a lot of people aren't really. Oh, ECM just lost to a Greninja. I said that matchup sucks for a while. Oh, Lima's on here too, beating Death Spade, but it's just tough, genuinely. You can like all these characters like you see Sonic. There's 3 Sonics on here. I'm pretty low on here. I'm at 839. I was top 250 at one point, but that didn't last very long after I went on my lose streak. But I'm still 500, so we'll take it. But outside of that, like you kind of went into it, like being the end of the storyline. We do have LTC this weekend, which used to be one of the premier majors of Summer of Smash. Okay, they took a break. They rebranded like 15 times, and it was horrible for their brand, in my opinion. Low tech, low tide, like stop, just been low tier city, and should have said you had a resort, but whatever.
Awful,
Uh,
awful. I got so confused on what was what because some were like branches off of it, and then just yeah, I agree. Awful
and now
marketing.
people don't like new gen smashers don't really look at low tier and be like, wow, this is a major. They don't even know about it. But whatever. We do have some players here. The top 8 is looking like it's going to be Mudace, Kronos, Shattuck, Louis Money, Shu, Beastly, Atomic, and Doorstop. So, is it appetizing to our eye? Eh. But it's still a big major tournament, and I kind of want to talk about different things that you should do at these tournaments. So we're kind of looking here. I do know Vibe is predicted to play Chronos. Spritzy is predicted to play Dark Wizzy. We do have, they have Nationwide, I believe. Yep, playing Shu, which I thought you guys would find this interesting, but they didn't talk about it. They have Oscar and Philip playing to make top 64, which that is interesting. If I'm them, I definitely make a statement. Personally, if I'm Oscar, I'm definitely doing that with the record against it, but I'm sure they want it. Oscar definitely wants it, but I would rather not, personally. Now, they do have Philip making top 64 losers side. I didn't really look too far into losers. Let's see.
Was
Shaker,
Vibe Chronos was to get top 64 winner side?
I didn't look at who Vibe would have to play winner side. Let's see.
All right, I'm back.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Sorry,
So Vibe would,
Valorant guys needed me, so
no worries. Vibe would have to play EBK, which is definitely winnable, and then Spritzy is gonna have to play Rusky Nerd. Is that an S2?
yeah.
He's winning that too. So we'll see. I think Spritzy could upset Dark Wizzy.
Oh yeah,
Tough.
yeah. It's hard, but he definitely could. I feel like he's a good enough player.
And then I don't know how Atomic's experience is with Toon Link, but I bet that set goes the distance.
Nah,
5 games, personally.
no,
But
no,
Look at this homer over here.
I think it might.
no.
Atomic's been
Do I
playing so well lately. I feel like every time I watch him, he's doing well. So he's hot right now.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
he's hot, and like the practice he's getting. Do you see the people we have? I don't know. We streamed today. Like
I saw you guys were streaming Doorstop.
Doorstop and Kronos, like an
Who's
Atomic. Doorstop is he's Zero Suit from the Midwest. He's like the number 1 in Ohio or number 2 in Ohio or something like that. But he's like what are like you could look up his results, I guess, on like whatever it is, PG stats. But he's a very, very good player. And so like we've had them in our facility recently. We had Tarek in our facility. Like we just like luckily DFW is like an international stop. And so, like, whenever there's a major in town or like close, because like we had people in town for RNG for Wico too. It's like we have the highest level talent coming into practice against, and like it's so good for our guys. Like they just get so much good practice. What's up?
Darkshad still plays?
I have no idea.
This guy used to be a top 50 player in the world, guys.
Oh.
Tarek's the road warrior right now, dude. Tarek has been everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
Tarek's been very impressive.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy too. Like I've gotten the chance to hang out with him a tiny bit. He's just a really, really solid dude.
We're looking at doubles. I do think, and clearly me and Grayson are very confident in ourselves. I think we could have definitely top 8'd this, personally.
LTC or
LTC,
Midwest
yeah.
or Mav Mayhem?
Both. I think we're a really good team, but
What's the top seeds at LTC for doubles?
Top seeds are Mudace, Dark Wizzy, Beastly, Atomic, Shrew, Kronos, Coach Drago, and Shattuck. And then you got Memphis, Peach Fuzz, Kusanagi, and Nightmare. Nightmare, I think, is a Palu, right?
That sounds right.
Squiggles, Andrew T, Spritzy, Yellow-Rello. Personally, I think...
You think you beat Spritzy Rel? You think you beat Spritzy Rel?
I think so. Yeah.
Sounds like you can make top 8 then.
But like we'd have to be in practice, not make an excuse or anything like that. I genuinely think that we are a good team. Personally.
Yeah.
Like I see Vibe Nationwide there seeded to get not 9th, 13th, and we beat them pretty bad the last time we played them. Granted, it was Wi-Fi, so you got to take it with a grain of salt, but it was not close.
Yeah.
They're not beating us.
So
No,
Dark
not for us. They got to
Angel's
practice a
also
lot
tough.
more.
But every time we go, we play well against good teams. Like we played well against Shu Kronos, even though we lost. It's just we're not going to win that in the end. Especially those guys are a lot better than us. But it be what it be. This tournament's going to be fun. Make sure you guys are watching. There's a ton of different tournaments, and this is what I wanted to get into a little bit before we went into West Texas stuff. There's a lot of people this is going to be their first major. I talked to a good amount of people that are like, I've never been to a major before. I'm excited. This is going to be awesome.
Is it a major? Did it qualify? Is it big enough?
I would consider it as major.
Okay. Is it PG stats major?
Probably not. With just Mutace and Dark Wizzy, you're probably going to be C tier-ish. But it is considered, I would consider it I guess a big tournament. We'll just call it a big tournament.
It's like a super regional.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a single top 10 player there.
Mute.
It's not sniffing a major status.
But when you do go to these tournaments, these big majors, these big super regionals, things like that, for our West Texas guys, this is mostly centered at that, okay? Play a lot of friendlies. And do not play friendlies with people you play with all the time at the venue. And I cannot stress that enough. The amount of times I've been to tournaments and I've seen our guys playing against each other, I'm like, please stop. There's so many people you can play with. Now, there's a difference in being like, hey, I need somebody to warm me up. I know you can warm me up. Like, I played my first time ever making it out of pools. D-Gen, if you guys remember D-Gen, warmed me up against Puff for an hour. So I was ready for Big Pink. I practiced my Mewtwo for like an hour straight. That's different. Okay, and that was also back in the day when I didn't get to see D-Gen as much. That's a little different. But when you go to these tournaments, I think they do a ladder as well, right?
I don't know. If they do, it's always like a really good thing to do if it's available. At RNG, it was running the entire event. So like as soon as you exited the singles bracket, you could go into the friendlies area, and they had ladders running all day, every day.
Just play. Go and watch sets. Find a top player that you like and go watch them. It is a blast being behind and cheering and enjoying yourself, okay? So make sure you go and you talk to people, play friendlies, and all the people who are like, oh, you got money match me to play, you don't have to play them. There are people who will play you.
Yeah.
Okay? You do not, that culture of you have to pay money to do it. Now, if you want to play a top player, like I think I pay, who did I money match? What was his name? Rafflo, right? It was Rafflo? Grayson, do you remember?
Yeah, you played the Buzz too?
I did. He kicked my butt. And I did Nakat. Nakat did. But it's very rare. I've done 3 money matches at majors, and I've been to like 7.
We money matched doubles?
We did, and we lost. We money matched.
We didn't lose. We won. Remember your 2v1?
Oh, yeah, that was hype in Smash 4.
Yeah.
That's how I became 2v1 god. We were down, 4 stocks? I got in Smashville. I got a Pika Fair train on Smashville. Platform was to the left. Got a kill super early. How we got down that much, it was Krebs, if you remember Krebs, T.O. And he would go on Smashville and just bowling ball from the platform the whole time. And anytime Grayson got a stage with Little Mac, he just bowling balled. We just died at 20. It sucked. Villager been causing us problems. But, yeah, I really want to just reiterate to you guys, make sure you're playing a lot of people, make sure you're watching, and always go support your homies. If you know Steph is about to go play.
Well, different example, maybe.
Go behind Steph and cheer for that Min as loud as possible. All right? When you see Kano, when you go play and you know Jake is there, like, hey, Jake, I'm about to play. Can you come watch me? And just support your homies. That's the whole point of being there. That's what makes tournaments so much fun. I wish I could go to a major again. That is always my most favorite times of playing in tournaments, especially if people are cheering for me personally, because it gives me power. I'm not an egoist. Maybe that's why I suck, but I enjoy people cheering. So I love having my teammates behind me. I know me and G both love it in terms of doubles and stuff like that. But anything you guys want to add in terms of majors and stuff like that?
I have traveled to a fair amount of majors over the past 2 years, I guess. I've not entered a single one. Every single one I've gone to, I've been able to play friendlies the entire time if I've wanted to. Like the amount of times that I've just been standing behind like Beastly or Atomic just watching them play and some random dude will walk up to me and be like, "Oh, hey, you want to play friendlies?" It's like people are there to grind, especially ultimate players. Ultimate players, they do not care about what's going on in that top 8. Like they are at the friendly stations the entire time. And you can be that way too. Like everybody's there to grind, everybody's there to get better. Make new friends, make other majors worth traveling to so you can see those people again.
And follow people on Twitter. Like, say, hey, do you got a Twitter? Like, if you enjoyed playing them, like, that's part of your brand, right? So make sure you are talking to people. One of your players right now, Memphis, was somebody I played at the last Smash 4 LTC. He followed me on Twitter because he's a minor, so I did not follow him back at that time. But now I think I follow him. I think. But I mean, if we talk to this day, it'd be like, hey, I do remember you, because I talk to everybody. So just make sure you're talking and other things like that. G, anything you want to add?
I guess as far as what to do at majors is the topic, right? So, number one, be hygienic, because no one's gonna want to play friendlies with you if you are smelling, crusty, musty person sticking up the whole venue. So don't be that guy. Brush your teeth, take a shower, use the hotel facilities, wear deodorant. That's the number one thing.
Bring deodorant.
Yeah. Yeah, should have to say that, but yeah.
West Texas' reputation is iffy enough as it is. Like, you don't want to be the reason that we get,
Just, yeah.
pegged.
Be hygienic. I'm big on hygiene anyway, so you don't want to get your finally opportunity to play a top player and then they remember you for the rest of your life because you're the guy that stomped. And not in game, out of game.
That's how I knew Elegant was a weirdo. Like, no joke. SmashCon, all he did the whole weekend, the entire weekend, he wore the exact same thing. And all he would do is money match, and he smelled so bad, dude. I knew he was a weirdo, bro. Like,
yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
as far as what else to do, I'm a guy who likes to be prepared. So look at your bracket, know who you're fighting against, know what characters they use, and try it. You're in a venue. It's a very rare scenario. You're in a venue with 600 people. Somebody plays that character you're going to play next. So get out of your shell. Like Chuck said, he played a Puff for an hour. Go. Puff's a weird matchup, but there's some Puff players there. I promise you. There's some banjo player there. Whatever you're looking for. I'm a very adaptive player, and I can learn matchups, but I do need some time. Like, if I played Steve for an hour, I'm very confident I could beat Steve's, but I don't do it, so I'm not confident against Steve. But if I knew I was going to play a Steven bracket, you better be... I'm going to go find a cola first. Is my hey, cola, will you play with me? And I'll go down the Steve line until somebody says yes to me. And so I'm prepared for that bracket match.
Yeah, and keep in mind, too, like, you're there for a good time. Like, you're inevitably going to get out. Like, you're going to get knocked out of singles bracket. That's just how these things go. Don't let that stop you from having a good time. Like, whether you go 0-2, 2-2, 4-2, like, whatever it is. Like, a major is a very fun place to be. So don't let your results and your placement kind of determine how you handle yourself the rest of the event.
But yeah, other than that, grind, hit the ladders. Ladders weren't a thing. The couple first majors that I went to, so I would have loved that. True. Hit the ladders, play some of your top players, play people you like, characters you like. Go out with your friends. Don't spend 20 straight hours in the venue. Go eat some lunch or some dinner with your friends. See the homies.
There's a ton of good restaurants.
Yeah, find a good restaurant.
If you need Rex, I got you. So.
I think that'd be good to post maybe at the end or something. But, like, another thing I wanted to go into and Grayson talked about is, like, preparedness. Like, I wanted it for us, and Noah as well, especially since you coach players, to talk to our community about how to prepare for, like, what do you do to prepare for your tournaments? I don't know if Noah, you want to go first. I know yours will be the longest since you do have a lot of players and they have different stories. I don't mind you going first. I know my kind of routine. Me and G kind of have the same routine. I think.
No, I mean, I'll try to keep it short. I mean, like, always look at your bracket path. the VODs of whoever you're going to play are out there. Check them out. Even if they're old, they're probably useful. Um, and then like you have to have a game plan going into these games. Like especially if you play multiple characters. Like the amount of times I'll talk to Beastly before an event. And I'll be like, hey, is it an S bracket? Is it a Diddy bracket? Like, what are we thinking? He's like, I'm warming up the nest all week. And that's what he does. He warms up the character all week because he's prepared for his bracket. So you have to know what you're playing against. You have to know who you're playing against. You have to have a game plan for the people you're going to play against. I would say find somebody, sit them down with you, and watch your opponent's VODs. Say, what do you see? What is working? What is not working? Take some notes, maybe. And yeah, I mean, like, okay, so a good example is Kyle, right? Kyle has a terrible record against pretty much any and every Sonic player under the sun, okay? But going into SmashCon, he knew he had Sunito in his bracket. He said to me, Noah, I don't think there's a world where I win this game. I said, that's fine. We're still going to prep for it. And eventually, we got to he was able to get to Sunito in bracket, had a game plan going in, executed the game plan, and won the set 2-1. Like, he's never beaten the shot. I think that was his first win against a Sonic in bracket. And it was and it was against somebody he should not have beaten, like, on paper. And so, like, just going in with a plan, like, having a real plan, like, is so important, especially in a game like Ultimate where, you know, if you don't have a plan, it's, like, very obvious, you know? So that's my advice. I would say maybe get to the venue early so you can warm up. Have a good breakfast because odds are if you're going to go the distance in bracket, you're not going to have time for lunch. You're probably not going to be able to eat until, you know, pretty late, a long time. So maybe even pack a snack or bring cash for the really overpriced food that's going to be at the venue this weekend. So
Bring granola bars.
Yeah. Yogurt, granola bars, fruit, stuff like that. Something light, and yeah, you should have a good time.
G, do you want to go next?
Sure, I'll go. As far as preparation for majors, I think I've talked about it before, but I'm a person who I need to play the game a lot. I can get really, really, really good at the game, but if I don't play for a while or if I'm cold, then I get really, really bad at the game. It sounds like an obvious correlation where the more you play, the better you get, but that's not always the case with players. And I know like when Chuck takes a break, sometimes he comes back and he's stronger than ever. He got that mental reset and he's confident again and he plays like a different player. But I think that's not me. I am. The more I play a player, the more I play a matchup, the more I play the game, I get exponentially better pretty quickly. So I'm what Noah said. I want to get there early. I want to be prepared for my bracket. I want to warm up and I want to practice a lot. I'm always a person who brings my own water and my own snacks. I guess don't be the guy who has to go to the bathroom faucet or the water fountain outside and fill up a cup every single game that you play, and you come back with your tiny little cup and it's one sip. Come prepared. Of course, you're going to need water. I mean, especially if you're one of these better players making it far in bracket, bring 2 bottles of water, 3 bottles of water, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I will say this. The number one thing I do for my players at tournaments is go to the station, get water, and bring it back. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Water
Homie
is
move.
so huge.
Homie move.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, what I already said, I'm looking for the matchups that I know I'm going to play or matchups that I struggle in that might come across. And then lastly, I know Chuck said don't play a homie, but I love to play. If I was about to play, if I had 30 minutes before my game, I'm probably going to go find Chuck and I'm going to say, hey, let's play, because he is a very good barometer for me on how I'm playing. If I'm absolutely dumpstering Chuck, I know I'm playing pretty hot. If we're going even, I know I'm playing pretty normal, because when I play normal and he plays normal, we're pretty dead even. And if I'm getting dumpstered by Chuck, it's a bad day. So I like to measure and know how I'm doing, how I'm performing. He's a really good measuring stick. And I'm like, okay, if I'm beating Chuck and I'm 1-3 games in a row, whatever, I'm like, okay, I'm very confident. Like, I can go up there and beat anybody. So find a homie that you know, get a measuring stick and say, oh, I'm playing good today. It might boost your confidence.
Yeah, and like when you're doing that, like I don't mind when I said don't play your homies. Like that's a different scenario, right? Warming up, because like I would love to warm up with Oscar, I would warm up with Grayson, even Noah if Noah's there. And then like I talk a lot when I play. Like I Grayson wouldn't know if I'm about to play. He's gassing me up. It doesn't matter if I'm playing like butt or not. He's absolutely gassing me up. Things I like to do. And this is a little corny. Everybody has different routines, and you'll see that in sports as well. We found out literally this week that Mahomes wears the same underwear every game. He washes them, but he wears the same pair. I, at tournaments, love wearing jerseys. I like wearing a soccer jersey, basketball jersey, whatever it is. I like wearing those. It kind of gets me in a mood. And then, believe it or not, I also like wearing hats at tournaments. I don't know if it's like keeps me laser focused in, but I've noticed every tournament I go to, I do wear a hat, and I don't wear hats often.
You sound like my Rocket League players. Like the amount of like placebo like that my Rocket League players go into before they start competing. It's like I can't wear long sleeves. The monitor has to be right here. Like if
I'm
it's
not that bad.
If it's too cold, I won't play well. If it's too hot, I will not play well. Like it's like you have to have the perfect conditions. Like so that
I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
But I do have some things like me and Grayson coordinate when we're teaming. We're like, okay, bro, we wearing jerseys today? He's like, yeah, let's wear one. Or I'm gonna wear this white one. You wear white. I'm like,
yeah,
sounds good. And like we kind of plan some things. So it makes sure we look good when we do well.
Yeah.
But I always like picking out what I'm gonna wear beforehand, and I make sure I have it ready. I pick it before I even leave for the tournament. Like I'm wearing this on tourney day 1. I'm wearing this on tourney day 2. In terms of preparation, and I'm going to kind of show you guys what I do.
If you're some people, it's only one outfit for the whole time.
Elegant. But what I do is, I'm going to use Sheer Cold for example, okay? So, Warren, we're going over how we prepare for tournaments. So, I would look at round 1, round 2, round 3. That's personally when I play, and you got to be realistic with yourself, okay? I know I can get to a qualifier for top 16 winner side. I think I am a good enough player, even though I say I'm a pot filler and stuff like that. If I was preparing for this tournament, I'd look at my round 1, round 2, round 3. And I'd be like, okay, I think I am going to play this into this into this. So in Sheer Cold's case, he's playing a Ganondorf into a Ridley into a Chrom, if he can win all those sets. And then I go through personally, and I look at how they do. So this guy's won 67% of his sets, okay? What tournaments does he do? He does, a weekly contender somewhere. And who does he beat? It doesn't look like anybody I know. So could this guy be crazy good? Yeah, he went. Oh, he beat Coach Ben. This guy's good, right? So I'd look at that and be like, okay, I know I need to prepare. So I can go and look up sets. In terms of Kano, I typed in that guy's name, and I found 6 sets. Does that mean I'm going to watch every single one of these? No. I might watch one. See if he does something pretty common. And be like, okay. So, I noticed he likes doing this edge guard. So I know it's coming, okay? Then when I get to the venue, I would do like Noah and G said and find somebody I either know or the day before, for example, at Rise and Grind, I knew my bracket was going to be a Ness round 1, which you guys know that's one of my worst matchups. Then I found it's Roy, and then it was Zamba. Okay? Roy and Rob, I'm okay. Ness, I'm bad. So I found a Ness from, was it Kansas? I think it was Kansas. And I played him for an hour and a half straight. And I did pretty good. He even told me that Pikachu wins that matchup. I told him he's stupid, and that's crazy. It turns out I played his friend round 2, which was unbelievable. And I beat him as well. But he warmed me up, and he got a lot of data on me to give to his friend. But I didn't really care because I was preparing for my round 1. But I used that opportunity to learn the Ness matchup because that's who I was going to play. He didn't care. We didn't money match at all. We just played for an hour, and I asked him. I saw him playing Ness. I was like, bro, can you play? I play a Ness round 1 tomorrow, and I'm not very good in the matchup. And he said, sure. Met a guy. He's from Kansas. He didn't follow me back because he was mad. But it is what it is. But that's the way I kind of prepare. I make sure I have a snack in there, and it's not much. A granola bar, maybe some mixed nuts because protein's really good to have. But you got to be careful because someone's going to be allergic to it. So make sure when you're eating that, you're away from a lot of people. But granola bars go great. And I always have water. I always drink through like 3 or 4 bottles during a tournament. I drink a lot when I'm in a tournament. But that's what I do to prepare for tournaments. And I think it's important to learn what works for you. All 3 of us said 3 different things. Okay? And you got to find out what works best for you. Some people hate playing warm-ups before. They hate it. I don't. I like playing. So I'm going to warm up. I'm ready to go. And then when I'm in bracket, outside of that, I'm just watching. I'm watching my next sets. And I'm not necessarily overthinking my sets. I'm just watching. Okay, so get early enough. If your pool starts at 2, I'm at the venue by 12. And I'm playing a little bit. I'm not going too hard because I'm not wearing myself out. But I'm there. I'm watching some of the pools before me. And then it gets like an hour before my pool. Then I'm going to play. And I'm probably going to play for like 30 minutes. And then I don't want to say I meditate because I don't like sit and meditate. But I really do get into a zone. I do this for basketball as well. I imagine plays.
Yeah.
I go through plays in my head and I see it. Okay, I'm playing an S. You know what? I'm going to hit him with a T-drill off stage. How am I going to edge guard it? I'm going to wait. I'm going to dare him. Awesome. He's going off to the side. Now what's happening? I literally go through plays in my head and just go through different scenarios and just kind of think about it. And then pool starts. Ready to go? Chino, come watch me. Okay. Coming behind me. He's talking smack to me the entire time. But that's what I needed. You know what I mean?
Kano, Bluetooth disruptions are very real. I highly recommend bringing your cable. And then I highly recommend investing in Pro GCC eventually if you want to continue using Pro Controller.
So make sure you prepare. Oh, I also always bring 2 controllers. Even if your backup controller sucks, bring it because you have used it before. I always have 2 controllers that work just in case one breaks. You don't want that to happen to you. I've had it happen to me, and I met a guy at a Freaks before an LTC once. His control broke. He found me. He's like, bro, I know you have 2 controls. Can I borrow one? Like, my pool's about to start. My control literally just broke. I was like, sure, that's fine. And he ended up making out of pools, thanked me a lot. I forgot his tag now. But he was a Lucas player. Do you remember that Lucas player, Grayson? We played, like, it was Lucas, Lucina, or something in dubs before LTC at Freaks, before we got beat by 2 band players.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that exact set.
Yeah, it was good.
That was like losers finals, wasn't it? And we went to winners finals against, or we went to grands against Ace and Cheeks.
No, that was losers finals because we lost to Light the Lantern and Elegant in winners
Oh,
side,
yeah.
and then losers we beat that team, and then we played Ace and Cheeks, and then whatever. Awesome. So that's kind of our talk on LTC and preparing for tournaments. That's the main topic I kind of want to talk about. The next thing I want to talk about, which I know a lot of you guys are in here for, is PR. I found out today that we actually don't have anybody doing PR outside of me, which was my own thing. I didn't realize it was going to be the official one, but it's looking that way.
Isn't Lubbock PR just like too easy? Like,
it's pretty. The hard part is, and that's what I was going to show you guys. The hard part right now is
the hard part's what, 6 through 10? Like the top 5 is like
top 5. So right now it's Vibe, then Spritzy because Spritzy doesn't enter. Brax, Lisp, Oscar. Because Oscar also doesn't.
Yeah, but that's not
go in
right.
secondaries. See? And this is updated with everything. So it's going to be a little tough to see what's going on here. The way I'm doing it, and this is my KO rank type thing, okay? And y'all can take it as what you want. I'm picking my own people for a panel. And I don't give a crap if you think you deserve to be on there. I'm picking people I want. And I'm going to make a top 10. And I'm going to say this is what I believe is the current top 10. Maybe I reveal it on the show sometime or something. But mine's based off of Lubbock results as well as if you go to a major. Like, if Kano goes to this major and makes top 33, guess what? He's a top 10 player in Lubbock. That's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? There's a lot of players on here who probably would never do that. And I factor that. Spritzy has made top 33 or top 64 of both tournaments he was at on winner's side. And taking really good players to last hit. Is there a case he's number 1? Maybe.
What's the head-to-head? Vibes.
I don't think there's a case. I think there has to be a case for him not to be number 1. And I think that case is very hard to make.
Vibes up 6-3?
Well, there's your case right there. Head-to-head 6-3 is pretty brutal.
From win to win, because there's just no way.
Yeah, that's a lot of sets. What is it? What's the time? What's the date? The timeline.
That's start of this season, so August to December.
9 sets in August to December.
No, that sounds wrong. But
that's
it's
not
not
any West Texas. Yeah, see, it's 8-10.
Is that only including Lubbock events? That may be why.
It's only Lubbock. So
that's
that
probably
really
what
makes a difference, right?
Yeah.
And then there's some tournaments where he didn't go as main, so I factor a lot of stuff in. Yeah, they troll each other. I think one of them they went random, so it's gonna be tough for me to.
Hey, you know what's funny about that? And I have no sympathy for that. It's all fun and games in the troll until it's time for PR and they look at head-to-head. and I don't give a damn if you win Ganondorf. I care about the number.
Yeah.
6-3. So cry about it. It's not my fault that you decided to troll in bracket and lose in randoms or whatever. Head to
So
head's the head to head.
and I would look at their results at majors. I know Spritzy did well at 2 majors, which is part of the reason why he didn't get to attend some events. It is what it is. So, because Spritzy top 64'd at Let's Make Big Moves too, right?
Yeah.
Or Luminosity makes move Miami.
Yeah.
And then Rise and Grind, and most likely this weekend as well.
Most
Vibe kind of had a free ride to his top 64, but we take it.
He did.
Each week.
I guess what you have to ask yourself is like, if you flip their seeds, like, what does it look like? You know what I mean? Like, does Vibe end up where Spritzy was, or how much further, or not as far?
Yeah.
Does Spritzy make it? You know, and like, there's no real answer to those types of questions. But when you're looking at something like that, I mean, it's kind of hard. But to me, it's just so obvious. Maybe not obvious is not the right word, but it's Spritzy, Vibe, Oscar, Rax, Lisp. Probably. Does he enter anything anymore? I don't know. I wouldn't have him on here, but and then this is where I think it gets a little weird because you have like Trey, you have Worm, you have Jake, you have Chuck. Even maybe.
I haven't qualified yet. I need 4 tournaments.
Architect's been doing really well.
Like if I enter one more tournament, I think you put me around 6 or 5. You can make a case I'm over Oscar because I've beat him twice this season, but he wasn't going his main.
Is it
I don't
2-0?
think I'm better than Oscar. Yeah.
Ouch.
I just need to enter one more event, but I don't know if I'm
And
gonna be able
like
to.
Jake, I feel like Jake, you've played every single tournament you enter. What are y'all like 3-0, 4-0?
I don't know. What am I on you, Jake? I don't think I've ever lost to him.
I feel like every time I look at bracket, y'all are playing each other. I'm like, oh my gosh. Chuck hates Lucas, and I'm sure Jake hates Pikachu because who doesn't? So I'm sure they're both just seething.
I'm a big.
look, there's only like 11 good players in Limit, so making a top 10 can't be that hard.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not too bad. Mickey PR on 3-0. Woot woot.
Yeah. So if you go to another tournament, you're like 5-6 free.
But we'll see if I go. We'll see if I have time. Tournaments are now during my work shift, so it's a little tough. But TO's West Texas PR, which is going to be tough. Okay, you guys have not submitted anything since October. Do your job. It's not hard. All you gotta do is
if I'm
fill
honest,
stuff out.
dude, can I be honest?
Be honest.
Can I be honest?
Be honest.
I'm kind of
Get him, Noah. Get him, Noah.
I've kind of given up on it. Like,
Me too.
it's so obvious that like as a collective, it just isn't there, right? Like it's just not working.
I know.
It's just not
There's
working.
too many factors that we are factoring in, and it's really not a hard concept.
I feel like I have outlined the simplest and most effective way to do this. And every time people just continuously want to make it more and more complicated and more and more complex and add more and more layers so they feel like it's more correct. But it doesn't have to be more correct because it's not the
opinion.
Exactly. And so I don't want to say I don't care anymore because that's not true. I wouldn't be on the show if I didn't care. I will say that the people make it very hard to care, right?
I get very frustrated.
Like,
and I don't think Grayson sees a lot of those conversations, but it's just it makes me just think like what is our goal here? Is our goal to get a PR out that is, and your PR really needs to be like, you want it to be 100%, right? Nothing's going to be 100%. If you can get a 90% accurate PR where maybe you could argue 1 to 2 spots, you really just need to make sure your top 5 is right. With all this data, you could make one. Okay, I would look at this and be like, okay, hey, Battle Bowl, that's a gold tournament. That tournament means more than this bronze Element 14 tournament. So whoever won this one, good job. I'm proud of you. But if you got 9th or 7th at this one, that means way more than getting this bronze winning.
Yeah. Like,
As an unbiased players, like you said, I haven't seen these conversations. I don't really know what y'all are talking about, but from a unbiased player's perspective, This is how I would want the rules to be set for the PR season and it not to be tampered with and changed. So I know exactly what y'all are valuing, exactly what's counting, and that's what it should be honored. I don't want to get to halfway through the season or all the way down the season like actually we now value this more, we now value that more, or don't change it, don't switch it up and change it at the end or to try and make it better or more perfect for you. Set the ground rules, set the rules before the season starts, and those are the rules. They're already set. You know what they are. You know how to perform and how to manipulate it to the best of your ability to be the highest on PR. I mean, that's obvious. There's no room for complaining. These are the rules. You know that we said these months ago. If we want to change it for next PR season, we'll make it the new rules. But these are the ones for this PR season. I don't know if that's how y'all are doing it, but I think that's how it should be
It was
done.
it was kind of, they did reevaluate some of them because some of the rules they put in were not good, quite frankly, the way they value tournaments. And I'm fine with a rule change as long as it is clearly stated, right? I'm not saying like, you know what, we're only valuing irons now, and it's like, no, that's different. But like, if we're like, okay, you know what, Steve is no longer banned, that's fine. I don't care. Just back in the day, every tournament you went to had a different rule set, so it's really not a hard concept to judge. I don't understand. Like, for example, with us, for a very long time, it was very frustrating. We established Steve banned tourneys, value less. Okay, sure, it's going to be point. I think it was 0.75 value or 0.5 value.
0.6.
0.6. Okay, so I look at this and I'd be like, okay, zero point 0.6 of 1848. So that tournament would probably be silver, right? So it's a silver tier tournament, and I look at it as a silver tier tournament. Simple. Okay, but they really struggled with that part of it, in my opinion, and clearly we're going to be critical. This is what our show is just about, being honest. And it's like, I could look. They're worried about this part a lot of the times. It's like, well, Newport's number one because he has 17 iron wins. Guess what, guys? If he wins every single iron tournament he goes to, the guy is not a bad player.
Yeah,
Do you value this? Like, it's really not a hard concept. Now, does that mean he's number one in PR? No. But when I look at this, I'm like, this guy cannot suck. Let's see who he beat. And if I click on one of these iron tournaments that he went to, and I see he beat Seba, Jaleta, and G-Dog. So let's look. He only lost to Seba. Okay.
Who's arguing anything about Newport's placement? They obviously haven't played Newport before.
They
That
do not
dude's
like
crazy.
that he is high on there because of that. So let's see who he beat. PhD is a good Pokemon trainer. Tacticians is a good player who doesn't travel. Oh, and then he beat Seba once. Awesome. Guess what? That's a good win. And I look at that, I'm like, this guy can't suck. Does he earn top 5 from that? No, because he needs to travel and he needs to make sure he qualifies, and then he needs to make sure that he does well at the big regionals as well. But is this guy deserve a top 10 spot on the PR? Yeah. It's not it's genuinely not a hard concept to look at. So I look at this. MTM. He has results at 10 bronzes, or 10 points from bronzes, so this guy does well at tournaments. All these 10 would all be considered. All of them. And then I look at some other players. So there's a diamond. All these players got some diamond results. These guys are not bad players. You look at their results. But if you're down here, per se, and Brax, I'm using you as an example because they haven't put in your results because you do have some. But like, I'd look at this and be like, okay, he has a second place at a bronze, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm not looking at your results. I don't care. But that's the whole point of this part. And then you look at this tiering, and you look at the tournaments they did for tiebreakers. And be like, okay, you know what? This gold tournament, this one matters. Let me see who won. Let me see who won this gold. Let me see who won the diamond. It's like, how that concept is hard really hurts my head. The amount of times I just messaged Noah, and I'm just like, dog, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives me bonkers.
Yeah. And like,
But
it's especially frustrating, like, designing the system so it works for the most people possible within the region, and then like making a half-hour long video that explains the entire thing and why it works, and then like,
Sounds good to me. I've only heard like 5
I
minutes of
don't
it. It
know.
sounds like a great system. I don't know how like a dude who wins 17 tournaments is a bad player. If you have 17 bronze tournaments, even in El Paso, you know what? You're probably on PR.
You're good. It's not a hard concept. It really isn't. Oh, El Paso's one of our stronger regions. Like
All
for the
Lada's
longest time,
good. Saba's pretty good.
we wouldn't
G
count
Dog.
tournaments because they wanted 4 out-of-city people to go. So one of the what are they called? Sunday schools with I think it was all of Lubbock's top 5, and all of Lubbock's top 5 is pretty good players, right? Showed up, and they're like, nope, it doesn't count because there's not 4 out-of-city. Like,
Yeah, it's that one on
who
there.
cares? Like, it doesn't matter if all, and they were worried that certain cities would get higher values. Hey,
Lubbock
G-Dog,
especially.
like they were worried that cities would get higher tournament values because they have a lot more stuff. If Lubbock tourney has 50 entrants and 5 of the top or all 10 of their PR there, that's a pretty stacked event. And if that just happens consistently, like you got to build up your scene. They deserve to get rewarded for having that many people and all their PR showing up. You factor that in. Okay, when they travel, do they do well? No. Okay, this guy probably isn't very good. Now, if he's winning 17 tournaments, this guy is good. So I don't know how this PR is going to end up. I'm excited to watch how it ends up. And I think Noah is also on the outside looking in. He provided the template. I've said my opinion, and it's just going to see how it goes. As long as I don't see 6 Abilene players on there, I really it can't be horrible.
I mean, yeah. I guess the question is like, can it be worse than the last one? The answer is probably not. So.
But it when I look at this, like I love looking at things like this, and I thought it was really cool and really easy to understand. But I also come from a sports background, and I love college basketball, where this alone is key. Understanding how they pick from multiple different conferences with they all function under the same rules per se, but like you're playing different levels of people. If I look at an Abilene Christian University basketball team, they're 30-1 compared to a Texas Tech team who is 20-9. Who's better? Probably Texas Tech because they played better players, right? Penny.
But yeah, I'm basically like I'm past the point of caring at this point about it. If I put this amount of effort that I did into this system into something at work, like I'm getting like a huge raise, like it's just too much time, too much effort, and I do not feel that it is worth it for me to continue to put that level of effort into something that people just either A, don't understand, or B, refuse to understand, I guess. So.
I think part of it's a refusal. And this is my scene, which I am very active in. So I do have to put in effort. And I'm always there to listen and state my opinion. In terms of West Texas PR, I don't know how much I would want to be on the panel, per se. I wouldn't mind releasing a list of who I think are the 10 best players in the region. But it's just...
I don't understand why it has to be so complicated at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like, you want it to be as simple as possible and all. Like, we look at... Like, it's... Like, I come from a sports background. I say this all the time. There's a show every single week, and ESPN puts out an article every single week of the power rankings. There's an AP top 25 in college sports every single year. That's just a vote of people who use the eye test as well. And it's never going to be perfect, but I can look at it. I can look at the AP top 25 right now in college basketball and be like, I agree with majority of this. Oh, James Madison beat the top 4 team in the country, who's not a top 4 team anymore, but they beat the then number 4 in Michigan State. Are they a top 25 team in the country? Maybe. Oh, they won their next 2 games by 40? Yeah, even if they're bad teams, that's a good team. Are they top 25 in the country? Yeah, we could probably put them top 25 because you can't be bad and win in East Lansing. That's the first time their coach lost in November ever. He's Hall of Fame. So it's just, I don't know. I don't see it being hard. If I win a tournament in Abilene and I win a tournament in Lubbock, which one means more? Probably Lubbock. You know? I do agree there's a lot of things that should be changed about West Texas. We are way too large. It's way too hard to qualify for PR financially, especially with our main demographic being college kids. It's There's a lot of things I disagree with that I don't have time to go into on this show specifically. And I probably won't ever on this show because that's a whole hour-long episode, and me and Noah will probably end up yelling at some point. Grayson will probably just say his opinion, but we'll be yelling.
I'm ready to yell. I mean, like, I don't run matchmaking anymore in the server either, just because no one uses it.
No one entered, and that was cool.
I don't know. I've given up. I've given up on the people. Unfortunate as it is, dude. I've given up on the people, dude.
It's tough.
Smash Bros killed it. I would hope so, but not everybody's in Smash.
Only like 3 of us in the region are in Smash Bros.
But yeah.
So it's not. But we will open up to questions. So go ahead and start typing in some questions and stuff like that. We'll continue talking about it. And I'll kind of add on into this, and Grayson, feel free to chime in whenever. But it's like Noah put in a lot of work. Is he done putting in a lot of work? Yeah, he still laid a very good groundwork that you guys can use. Does that mean he's never going? Like, if you guys ask him questions or we need something done in the scene, he's still going to help. He still cares about us. Okay, same thing with me. I don't compete as much, but I'm still going to help it any way I can. If the PR panel comes up to me and is like, "Hey, can you look at this and tell me what you think?" You know, I'm still going to help. It's just when I read some of the stuff, it's exhausting. It genuinely was. Figuring out whoever did that whole thing in the past, I'm not going to go too much detail, drained the heck out of me. I've not been active in the West Texas Discord in so long since that moment. You know, and I still think I found out who it is, but I'm not going to go into that. But
for the first time ever since starting, basically, in a lot of ways, I think I kicked off like a lot of West Texas Smash in the Ultimate era. Okay, in the Ultimate era. For the first time ever, I have all my West Texas Discords muted. No notifications, no little icon showing there's new messages.
You could do that?
Just peace and quiet. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Just peace and quiet, man. I'm too old. I've worked too hard for too long. I put half of a decade, 6 years, into making sure the scene had all the best things possible. The best systems, the best events. I'm over it.
I've been in here for like 10 years now almost.
I'm over it.
So first question we got is rattle off a top 5 of West Texas. I'm not going ordered, but anybody can answer that in chat. Don't be a butt. Okay, but let's see.
Spritzy,
Vibe.
Nationwide. Or not nationwide. Sorry, maybe nationwide, but Newport for sure.
Newport's top 5 for sure. Ah, God. Seba, very good as well. Oscar's very good. Rel,
yeah.
So, Newport's in there, and I know he's not going to add in there because he hasn't traveled, but Newport is probably the 1 or 2.
Yeah. I would, dude, that's the one thing I want to see out of West Texas more than anything else is Spritzy Newport.
That would be so good. And I've played when he was Tetsuya back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sick. So I would say, yeah, those 7 are in contention. All 7 of those people should be on PR, and if it's not, it's a bad list.
Yeah. I agree.
And I mean that seriously, but I know clearly if you're not qualified, you don't get on there. So Newport wouldn't be on there. But those 6 have to be in the top 6 area for me to take the list serious.
I would agree.
It's crazy that Newport's not on the list. If y'all consider El Paso West Texas and on the West Texas PR, there's 0 reason that Newport shouldn't be on there.
The rule is you have to travel to a minimum 3 out-of-city tournaments, which is unfair to them. Which I thought you should make an exception and say like 1 or 2 for them because it's so far away. But he is a top 3 player in this region, and you don't have to have a brain to realize that.
Why doesn't he go to 1? What does he do? Like, why? He won't go to 1 tourney? You say he's married?
I think that's his reason.
You're married? I'm married. Yoshidora is
Grayson's
married
been to more tourneys.
Yoshidora is married with like 4 kids, and he traveled to the U.S. to play.
Yeah, I agree. It's not fair.
I don't know.
More questions.
I feel like anyone who's saying that he's not doesn't know he's top 3 hasn't played him. Because I played him, you played him. He's crazy.
You can just watch the game and understand. He beat me so bad in front of my grandma. Rest in peace, Grandma. But yeah, he destroyed me in front of my grandma.
Hey, we beat him in St. 7 doubles, just saying.
We did beat him in dubs. We crazy. I say half my savings go to LTC, but I'm gonna. Oh, you know what? Kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit too. So LTC did the code, right? That got people pissed about the $50 off. You guys, can you? I don't want to say use your brain again because it's mean, but like thinking about it a little bit, you can kind of understand what's going on. There clearly did not get enough people signed up for this event for it to make a profit, so they're finding a way to get some money in.
Y'all need to
Extra
understand how unbelievably expensive that venue is. The esports stadium, it is not cheap. It's like $20K a day, or something outrageous like that. Like it's mad expensive. So I don't think they did a good job marketing this. I don't think they did a good job marketing the event at all. But
I agree.
Like, I'm willing to cut them some slack because I would like if I'll be honest. I got a spectator's pass. I got it for free because I got a $50 discount. You know, it was going to cost me $55. Cost me $0 because I used the code. But like, it's expensive. Running an esports org is expensive, and it doesn't bring up a lot of profit. So, am I saying it was the right thing to do? No, I'm not going to say that. But because of the position I hold, I cut them some slack. I'm not saying it's fair. I don't think it was fair.
That's how business works all the time. Some people bought a PS5 this week. Guess what? Next Friday, it's going on sale. Right? It's not a hard concept. Games do it all the time. It's called dynamic ticket pricing. Google it on Google Scholar. Okay? Prices change every day for a sporting event. So for the Rangers, Grayson can give this example. You can go to a Rangers game during the regular season. Tickets are what? $10.
Yeah,
right?
Super cheap.
Okay? Day
Who
before
wants to
the
watch
game,
baseball?
it's probably going down to $5 day before the game, right? Now we go to the World Series. How much were tickets, Grayson?
Like $5,000 for some really crappy seats or standing.
Guess what?
Yeah.
That's not fair to a lot of people. It is what it is. And if they were like, oh, it's the World Series, we need people in stands. For the people who bought it when it came out for $5K, and then the tickets went down to $2K, tough. You take that chance waiting to sign up. Okay? So at that, doing a one-day discount where you have to be responsible, look at Twitter, see the code, put it in, pay for it, and decide last second to pay for flights and do all this last-second travel, sure, that's fine. They probably got some people to sign up. Some people signed up and got refunded and signed up again. It is what it is. If you paid beforehand, good for you for signing up early. Okay? You helped this org out a ton. But it is what it is.
Look,
take the risk.
They're running 12-man shockwaves, okay? Like, times are tough. Times are tough, bro.
That is true.
Like,
It's looking like the end for T-Lock soon, especially because our hive mind Smash players. I hate when Smash players do this. It's, hey, I don't agree with what they did. Let's destroy them. Like, we can go into the Panda stuff and whether you agreed with how Alan handled it or not. He knew this was coming, and he was trying to make it a way to where it wouldn't affect us in the long run. And then we destroyed the only org that was made a relationship with Nintendo.
F that guy.
Yeah, well, you're a Melee guy, so you hate that guy. But, we shouldn't destroy anything because you disagree with it. Luminosity, I know, gets big hate because they're putting money into Smash. Who cares? Let them. If that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
If they're willing to put money and make people able to live, who cares? Unless they're bad people.
Freaking Coinbase, whatever they're called, the crypto, they're dumping like $30,000 a week into Smash, and everyone's like, "Oh, we hate them." Like, what are you talking about? They're putting money in your pockets. Y'all are idiots.
Stop complaining. Stop doing this hive mind crap. I saw the pop-off thing is going off again recently. Who cares who you pop off on? If you are excited, I popped off on Noah when I played him in matchmaking because I was pumped I beat him. It's okay. Each person's different. You value different things. If I want to pop off on my round one, I am. I don't care if it upsets you. Stay mad. Beat me so I can't pop off.
If you don't like pop-off culture, then you don't like Chuck. Man, that man popping off every game. That man popping off on a stock.
I really am.
That man popping off when USD. LSD, Chuck popping off. He's like, what do you say? Good. That's what he tells me. Good. Like, he only won that because I asked you 3 times. He's like, good.
Good. Be better. Like, it's just, it drives me crazy. Like, people want to control others' happiness. you're competing, and sometimes a matchup might be hard. You might not expect your round one is hard, and then you get in. If you let out a yes, I mean, if you're standing up, punching them in the face, grabbing your controller, slamming it down, yeah, you're a freaking weirdo. Okay, if you're being a dark shad and throwing it down a little, like you're a weirdo. Okay, it's okay.
I mean,
if you want to yell mid game, do it.
One of my most memorable Smash memories was when I was in Lubbock. I drove me, Thirsty, a few other friends to Abilene. I was fresh out of the hospital. I'd just spent a week in the hospital. And I wasn't really competing anymore. Hadn't competed in, I don't know, a year and a half. I lose my round one. I get popped off on. The whole venue turns and looks. And I'm just shaking my head, dude. I'm so mad. But you gotta hold it. You know, I lost. You gotta hold it. I have Johns all day, but I gotta hold it. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. You know, like people, it's a good thing that people get excited about winning, and if people get excited about beating you, I think that's it's a compliment. So at the end of the day,
and it's just frustrating to me because those moments also add to storyline. That's how rivalries are made. You might be mad as hell someone popped off on you, and you're going to beat them next time, and you're going to say something back. That's literally what happened in P+, and it's one of the most hype moments in Smash history. Right? So, and it happens in sport all the time. I'm a yeller. You guys know this. Okay? I hit an and one in basketball. I'm yelling at you. I yelled at a ref in my rec league. It was a co-ed rec league. That does not matter. And I am yelling at this ref about my and one because he wouldn't give it to me. Okay? And you take it as is. Shut him up. Win. You know, I was talking smack to this guy on Smash Bros the other day. He came up with 6 excuses. It didn't matter. I was like, bro, just win. He did. But I got to hold it. Now he follows me on Twitter. We were talking the other day. We're like, yo, bro, that was kind of fun. Go win your next tournament. You know, so just like stop controlling people's happiness. Who cares? If you need to pop off, you don't have to hold it back. Just be excited. Don't punch somebody in the face. Don't yell in their face. But if you need to let out a let's go, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Who cares? Good question we got here. What do you think about people getting sad and mad about others cheering for them? I'm pretty passionate on this one as well.
Yeah, you go ahead. I know you have a lot to say about this.
G, do you want to say anything before I start ranting? Because it's going to be a bit.
You're sad and mad about other people cheering for you?
Cheering. This is cheering against them, and I was also going to go into cheering for you.
Well, I think there's a difference, right? There's definitely a difference there. I think it's understandable if, to be upset about people cheering against you. Mm-hmm. I do not think it's reasonable to be upset about people cheering for the person you're playing against.
I don't think you should be upset about it either. Stop trying to control other people, happiness or not. Just you can't control what other people do. If they are booing you and they're telling you suck from the crowd or they're supporting their boy, get over it. Me and Chuck are the same. I don't want to see a single sport. I dare y'all to walk into Texas Tech football field. You are getting every profanity yelled at you. You get a tortilla to the face. You are getting told that you are scum and you were never loved by anybody. It's just people are soft.
And tortillas thrown at you.
It's not like an old man. It's a soft generation, but man, you can't control cheering or booing. You can't control what people do. They get to do what they want. They paid money to be there just like you did. And I'm kind of with Noah too. If they're booing against you, then maybe you're good enough to be booed against. Maybe they're proud they're beating you. They're like, hey, this guy's pretty good. We're going to represent our boy, and if he beats you, then hold it. Quit being crybabies. Y'all are all crybabies.
And it's different because I come from a lot of us come from a sports background, okay? And that's part of the game. I'm a high school kid. I traveled to play Midland High, and their student section was calling me homophobic stuff, and I'm sure some of them called me the N-word. This is Midland, okay? Guess what? I had to take it. Now,
that's too far. I'm not saying all that. That's too far.
There's a limit, okay, which I was about to get into.
Yeah.
There is a limit, okay? Clearly, if someone's saying homophobic slurs or racial slurs at you, please alert a TO, okay? That's not okay. That's different. But if he's telling you suck, too bad. One of my favorite moments in my Smash career was one of my losses, and G-Dog might have been there. I was playing a guy named Supersize Me at LTC, and I had my boy Gimmicks behind me. And I did have to take it in high school. That stadium was large, and refs did not care. But Supersize Me I was playing him. I was up a game. Gimmicks was behind me, hyping me up. And then 5 El Paso people came and stood behind Supersize Me, and they were talking smack directly at me the whole game. Oh, he's scared. He don't know what he's doing. Oh, he missed that edge guard. That guy sucked. They were talking this whole time. I ended up losing the set. I actually had a planned pop-off. I was so ready to yell in their face after. But it was a blast. I told him after, I said, bro, that was a lot of fun. You got me. GG's. He reverse 3-stocked me.
I mean, that's like we have similar stories of like, so we do a lot. I mean, obviously we do a lot of crew battles for collegiate, and so like, all of us are sitting right behind the players, and it's like anytime the other guy messes up, oh, so predictable, dude. He's so predictable. like it's just like the whole time, and no
matter what he does.
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah, it's so funny.
He gets a dare to up smash with Fox. He's like, wow, a baby could have done that. You crazy
exactly,
good, bro.
Exactly. And like it got to the point, like I don't know if I told you all this story, but we were at the collegiate competition at nationals, and we were playing against Northwood University, and Curry was playing, and Curry was camping the hell out of I won't say his name, out of a player for Northwood. And the whole time, anytime he would get hit, because he was playing Snake, anytime he'd get hit by a grenade, like the whole UTA, because we're hometown, because it was at the esports stadium, so we had like this huge hometown crowd, and we were, he was getting.
I would say boom every time he get hit by.
He was getting so angry, and he ended up winning the game. He popped off real hard. Curry stuck out his fist. He like punched his fist, and Curry like stood up and like got in his face. Like I had to go break it up. Like unironically, I had to go break it up. And I like after the game, we talked to each other. He's like, "Hey, I got too heated. We were saying too much. Like we apologize. We're cool. Like the Northwood guys are cool. And so it's just how it is. But like, it's just
never go too deep, right?
Yeah,
we never talk about family.
No,
never do that. Don't talk about significant others. Don't be racial or homophobic, right? And everything else is fair game. And afterwards, you shake hands and you take it.
Yep. As long as long as it's about the game, like it's all fun.
I was gonna say, keep it about the game.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it fun to me. We come from different backgrounds. I've had a lot of people talk smack. I have almost been kicked out of sporting events for talking smack. Okay, the police came up to me and said, "I am gonna kick you out if you say another word." And I said, "You're never gonna hear another word from me." But it is what it is. Okay.
I've been thrown out of many a volleyball game for being a little too loud. So
on the subject, I've seen some of this, like people chanting USA. I think it's like the craziest double standard of it. When people go to Europe and Europe is going absolutely nuts, then people praise Europe.
Awesome.
Like Europe is so cool.
That's the thing. Is like I don't think
they got like soccer fans in Europe. They're so cool. They come to USA, we cheer USA, and we're a cult.
Well, I think it's the USA guys that are complaining about it, right? Like it was Apollo Kage who started it.
Apollo Kage started, and then Mr. R got in on it too. And
it's like
stop, shut up.
Yeah, to be fair,
I can hear.
It's like
go ahead.
I think it's never gonna be better than when it was Mango Armada, right? Like it's just it's never the same. Anything less than that feels like, why that's not, I don't.
Yeah.
The big house set.
I didn't mean specifically Europe. When other countries cheer for their country, it's cool.
For sure. Yeah.
When USA cheers for USA, it's a cult. It's like, shut up, you're an idiot.
Like I remember in one of the big houses, it was Mango versus Armado. Mango popped off mid-game.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd went nuts. He said, he needed the energy, which goes into the cheering. And Atsi, we'll go into your thing in a second. It's like that goes into cheering for you. Use that energy. Don't make it as your John, because when you're saying someone cheering for you is messing you up, that's your John. That means you can't handle the pressure, and you don't deserve to be in the position you're at. Because the better you get, the more people are going to cheer for you. You can tune it out. I promise you can. For example, when I play Smash, I am selectively listening. I listen for you hitting your R button or L button, and I listen for people cheering for me majority of the time. And
do you wear sunglasses and stand up?
No, I'm not.
People are just so quick to make excuses, dude. I say this is one of my best strengths in Smash. Is I will blame pretty much exclusively my gameplay, almost always. My gameplay wasn't good enough. That player was better. Not to throw shade at Chuck, but he will not do that. Wi-Fi is always first. Chuck will do it.
Sometimes things are Wi-Fi. It's rule.
Wi-Fi is a different game, Chuck. You just have to accept it.
That's what I say. I said, offline, do I think I get hit? Monkey flip. Noah.
Are you
Yeah.
playing
I'm not
offline? Are you playing offline right now?
No, I'm playing online. Listen, and monkey flip is impossible to react to online. It's fact. That is a fact.
I'm just to always just get better. Just get better. Get
That
better
is true.
matchup. Predict better. Don't react. Predict. Like you,
He
I think you're gonna monkey flip here. Spot dodge and hard punish.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
think Raven from That's So Raven's getting hit by a monkey flip?
exactly.
No way, bro.
I always blame.
G tells me that all the time, like, because G's one of my biggest coaches, and not even joking. He's like, Chuck, you just gotta get better.
Just get better. We were losing doubles, and Chuck is just like, man, that's a Wi-Fi team, or
It
like
is.
I mean,
whatever he
double
says.
DDD is a
I
Wi-Fi
don't even
team.
listen to it very much anymore. But I'm just like, dude, they're just better. They were better players than us.
Yeah.
We lost to Base Mage, and
I thought we could win some games, dog.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, dude, Base Mage is a top 10 player. We were doing really well. Just
We did. I didn't actually make an excuse that time. I was pretty positive during that session. But if I'm playing double DDD, bet your butt I'm saying that was a Wi-Fi team because it was.
Odds are you are not losing for the reason you are complaining about. You are simply losing because you're worse than the other person is. 99 times out of 100. Like, that's just how it is.
hard to agree.
Oh, I got an H-Box sub right now? Hold up.
All right, are we? What do we got? Like one more question or something? It's almost 11:30.
He was talking about how people to try to disguise coaching as trash talk. That is where it's important to have your homies around and call that out. If coaching is not legal, okay, and someone's saying, "Oh, he's gonna jump," and he's doing it from a coaching perspective, because you can say things, okay, but if it's consistent, then you need to report it to a TO. Okay, and that's when he comes in. You're not going to get to do it in the act, but if you're as a player hearing coaching in the back, you can say, stop coaching. Say it. Mid-match, it's not going to mess you up.
Because even something like we said earlier, saying, "Oh, he's scared," you could consider that being coaching, because it will tell you, "Oh, he's scared of an option I'm doing. I'm looking for what he like." If you make that code or whatever, he's scared. He's rolling here or he's air dodging. When I say he's scared, look what he's doing. So it's hard. It's a fine line, and it's hard to tell what
I think you have to
if
be
it is
realistic
disguised.
with it. So, like, if I hear he's scared, and then, like, as a player, I know he's scared anyway, because you can feel that in that moment. To me, that's not coaching. Some players might use it as an excuse and say it is, but you got to be realistic. Unless it's an actual coaching moment, okay, like, that's when I'd complain. But outside of that, you got to really put into, like, a sports mindset. And I hate saying that because I know a lot of you guys don't watch sports at all. But you got to be realistic. Is what they're saying, he's scared, affect the gameplay? Not really. Does it affect it in a mental standpoint? Maybe. But that's part of getting better, because every major you go to, people are going to talk. People are going to say some things. You should hear me at a top 8. I'm yelling the whole time. If Mango's playing, I'm yelling. Okay, this will be the last question. How do you feel about putting mid-set coaching back in Smash? I am personally fine with it, because in every sport, literally ever, there are timeouts. But I'm talking like you get to call timeout. That's fine with me, Smashers. And you get a 1-minute timer to talk. And if your gameplay is solved in a minute, you don't deserve to win.
Bro, Evo Grand Finals, both Minna RD and Big Bird are walking over to the side of the stage to talk to their whole crew, like between games. I'm not saying I like 2 or 4. Like, I think it's a weird issue. I agree. Like, hey, it's in every other competition. Like, is it really the end of the world if it's in Smash 2? It's like probably not. Is the ability to adapt a skill that should be tested in tournament? I think so. But, like, I don't know. I think it's hard.
It's tough because a lot of people are like, well, I don't have a coach. Like, I remember back in the day, coaching was allowed. I would go up to Grayson, like, Grayson, can you watch this and help me out? And he would stand there and watch. And sometimes his advice was, being a bitch and hit him. And I'd be like, oh, you're right. And I move forward and I start hitting him. I do well. Right? So it's not necessarily a pay to win like I'm saying. It's a 1v1 game. No, it's like you got to make connections. That's how life works. Newsflash, you got to have friends. Okay? Make smart friends. Maybe it's just your friend saying, hey, bro, you got it. It doesn't matter. But it's not like one coach saying one thing should not make a game. And if it does, I don't think you're, as a player, adapting and good enough.
Look, I think you're somewhat right. But allow me to present Exhibit A.
Okay.
where do we think HBox is without Captain Crunch, dude? Like, that guy's not very good.
Do I think it's good for the game though? I think it was. That storyline was great.
No, I do too. I think coaching allows people to become much better versions of themselves much quicker. But I don't know. I think it's complicated. I think it's a complex issue. I would not be upset to see it come back. I would not be upset to see it stay gone. Either way.
And it provides more jobs in the community, and I think that's really good.
I guess.
I think if anyone's saying it's a 1v1, that's a stupid argument. I mean, tons of sports are 1v1. Boxing's 1v1. They go every single round to their coach.
Yep.
12 rounds, they go see their coach. And that's a 1v1 sport.
Yeah. That's exactly how Street Fighter was, like at Evo. Like after every round, going to their coach.
Boxing, that was such a great example, dude. That was so good. They get coached in between every single round.
Yeah. It's like every single game or every single stock or whatever.
The biggest argument I can make and will make for it not to come back, I am not trying to have tournaments last another hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, because these O2ers are getting coached between every game, dude. Like, that's...
You really got to have a timer. Like, genuinely.
Yes.
Technically speaking, I used to be a rule... I've read a lot of the rules, and people don't post rules to tournaments anymore. But in a lot of rules, you used to have 30 seconds to a minute in between games, total. Like, you could then call a TO over, and they could, if they break the rule again, they could lose a game. That's why people left Wizzy because it's Wizzy, but technically speaking, he would have gotten games lost because of how long he takes in between games. Proto Banham cannot do what he does. Literally, you can technically pull out a timer. The old rule was, I think, a minute. And then in between a set, so like let's say I get reset, I think you have 5 minutes. And that used to be the rule. No one posts their actual rule set anymore that has those clauses and stuff like that. But that was the case. I usually give myself about a minute, and you can take that whole time. But I think if you say, even if you just do a simple timeout, you get one timeout in a set, and your coach can come up. You got to designate who your coach is before, if you're going to do that. And you could even say limit it to top 32, so you can designate it. Be like, okay, this guy's my coach. Boom. And you do that. I used to have Rel literally coach me mid-game all the time. But I don't think it's an issue. I think if it adds... I'm always a component, and Mango said it too, like he loves playing against people like Zane a lot because, yeah, Zane's getting better from it, but he's also getting better from it. If it advances our gameplay to have these coaches, we need it. Simple. Everything to boost the game. I'll give advice against my character 100% of the time because it's going to make me better in the end. Pull out the notepad. I don't care. Awesome. All right, is there anything else you guys want to add real quick before we head out? We did do about an hour and a half.
No, I think that's all I got.
Nope, I'm good. It's a good episode.
Awesome. I think it was a good one. Guys, I think this one, share it to your friends who are trying to learn Smash, at least get them to the points where we talk about like what we do for tourneys and everything like that. I think that I want to wish everybody who's going to LTC good luck. Have fun, Kano especially. I know this is your first major. Have a blast, dude. If you need to talk before a set, like you're like, oh hey, I'm about to play a Puff. What are some things you look for? Message me. Message any of us. We'll be available.
I'll be at the venue, so you know.
So literally, you guys should definitely go meet Noah. I think it would be awesome to get a West Texas picture too, as well. If you guys can do that, show it at the post it in Discord and everything like that. But outside of that, guys, make sure you guys support your homies. Kano, if I was there, dog, I would be behind you cheering for you every step of the way. Same with you, Jake. Everything like that. Atsy, I don't know. I'd even be cheering for Steph's Min-Min. I'd be the loudest Min-Min cheerer in the world. Even though he hates it. But I hope you guys tune in again. Soon we will be doing the tag episode where we rate all of your loser tags because there's a lot of bad tags in our region, and I'm excited about doing that. I just need Jesus' help get that list, and we can make our own best tags and make fun of you guys, which we will bully you guys in regards to making fun of tags. But it's gonna be pretty good. To those who missed it, there will be a VOD on Twitch, and I will post on YouTube. It will most likely be up tomorrow morning, probably tonight because I'm gonna be up. So outside of that, guys, we will be playing as well. G plays every single day. If you guys want games with a Diddy Kong, Wario, Fox player, message him on Discord. I'm sure you guys can set up a time to play. If you guys want to play me, message me. We can set up. We're old. Schedules help. So schedule it. I'll play you guys. I still love playing the game. I get mad, but I'm not as mad anymore. Bar this week. This week's a little tough because life happens. So a little extra spicy this week. And even though Noah will play, and I don't know, I'm not gonna volunteer your coaching, but I do know he has players that coach that. At
Yeah, look, let me
price.
tell you guys, Atomic, $8 on Metafy, bro. It's so okay. I have the Metafy like subscription thing. It's $10 a month, and they give you $10 credit every month you're subscribed to go get a coach. Right? I pick Atomic every month. I've done 3 sessions with Atomic, and he's actually an incredibly talented coach. I highly recommend him. He's like.
Do you think he'd practice dubs with us?
Yeah, I think he would.
Ooh. I actually might pay $8 to play dubs for an hour.
He's the biggest sweetheart in the world. Super great guy. Seriously, if you have like, I don't know, use the McDonald's app, save a few bucks, and by the end of the month you can afford at least one session with Atomic. He's seriously he's a genius when it comes to the game. So.
And we can talk. And if you need talks before your coaching session, feel free to talk to us so we can go in with a game plan as well for what you need to learn and everything like that. But we're all open. G, sorry I volunteered you for games, but I'm going to do it anyway because this guy is crazy good. I think, personally, I'll gas you up a little bit. I think he's a top 10 player in West Texas. Personally, I think this guy has a chance to be every single person on that PR. And you guys should really take advantage of that opportunity to play him. And he's not going to charge you to do it. And he's willing. I don't know if he's willing to Discord with you guys because he doesn't know you guys like that, but I will if you guys ask. Levi, you suck. Never fails. He knows it. He did get 10-0'd by Grayson once, so you got to deal with that, L.
Levi's the homie.
Yeah, we love Levi. Shout out to Levi. Thank you for tuning in, guys. So with that, we will end. Is any shout-outs you guys want to say before we leave?
Shout outs to Mad Mayhem. Start.gg/Mad Mayhem if you're
Go
going to
to
be
that.
in town this weekend. So.
Shout out to the Kayo Show. I think it's an awesome show. I think it, a little biased, but I think we were saying some good, valuable stuff. So I'm glad we keep doing it. I'm glad we're being somewhat consistent despite last week, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it. I'm having a good time. So
I don't know what the heck we're doing for Thanksgiving week. We will figure something out. That might be another maybe not happening because Thanksgiving week everybody's traveling. If anything, it might be a Sunday or late. But we'll do something. But I really do appreciate you guys. This is the most viewers we've had consistently on a stream, and it makes it a ton more fun, as you guys can tell. And we're willing to talk about a lot of things. It doesn't even have to be Smash related. Like I'm pumped for Mario
Like
RPG.
politics.
No.
No.
No. We're going to talk about some other things. Okay. But
Hit us with the hard-hitting questions.
we'll answer a lot, and we really want to help you guys. The whole point of the show is to help West Texas, and even though we are frustrated with the PR,
even though I've given up on all of you, everybody in this chat, all the leadership, I've given up on you all, but I will answer any question you have at any time.
Yeah, we still care about you guys, so make sure you hit us up with ideas, anything like that. We will look into player highlights as well soon, but we're kind of just getting
maybe do some
started
interviews or something.
Yeah, we need to get some interviews on here.
Yeah,
It's going to happen. But thank you guys for watching. For everybody going to LTC, make sure you guys cheer each other on, please. But make sure you guys... make sure you guys cheer each other on, really. Take pictures, post them, show them how much fun you guys are having, because that will get more people to go. All right? And tell me when you're on stream. If you get on stream and you don't message me, I'm going to be pissed off. Okay? Don't make me more mad. I've had a bad week. Outside of that, guys, thank you guys for tuning into the Kayo Show. We'll get a jingle someday. Outside of that, this will be on YouTube shortly. Goodbye, guys.
See ya.